Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for Living World of Darkness Changeling venue. Here we have Castiel Hawthorne, son of Dougal. But today, Castiel will be going under the guise general, dealing with the general public as Gabriel, as he is regular student, and he is going to visit a friend in Florida. He has packed a bag. He's leaving. He has left explicit instructions for his seneschal how long he'll be gone, the approximate time he'll be back, when his flight's coming in, and instructions for keeping his auto body shop running, what deliveries have to be done, what special modifications for a special present for a particular someone, and yeah, everything seems to be in order on his itinerary. He is going to try to get some more information about the iceberg before any more people die. It seems very common that when people try to tackle this thing, that traditional methods aren't working. So, what better than to try something a little bit more traditional? So he's going to the source of the problem, White Sands.
Alrighty, so as you go towards the airport,
Mm.
you can. Your skin crawls and your stomach turns. Your. It is a cacophonous bang of banality. It is droll and painful to be in. The the person at the gate um, looks at you with dead eyes and runs through the tickets, please, verifies your ID, checks your bag, all of it just repeated motion. The the near dreaming or the chimerical landscape of this place is barren and dead. Just frozen. You get to your gate, they take you through. I mean, it's you have to really strain to keep your lunch down. It is that nauseating and appalling to you. The flight is uneventful. Takeoff is fine, landing is fine. Um, the flight itself, a little bit of turbulence, but not much. You will gain um, 4 points of temporary banality throughout your travel time, and that is after your she's frailty.
Okay.
So you can either you can let me check your sheet. Pull it up because I closed that window like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
That will put your temporary banality right at your permanent glamour. So
Mm.
over, if you get any more, you risk slipping into the forgetting. Just as a heads up.
Okie dokie.
You fly into the Tampa airport, and again, it's that same. Actually, an important note: as you're flying into Tampa, you fly over Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one. Orlando sits in the county of Orange. This is the place that you were weren't warned to stay out of. Um, or at least if you visit, follow their rules politely. There are very thick clouds in chimerical reality. There are the sky is dark. Um, have you ever played Rifts?
Mhm.
There is a giant, the pyramid cities encompassing most of it, most of Orlando. There are flying through the air sentinels as if out of the Matrix.
Wow.
Lightning strikes, searching eyes cover the city. It is very Shadowrun and Rifts inspired sci-fi future punk, a little dystopian. You can see that nobles aren't really welcome here.
Mm.
Um, and then you fly over Orlando over the course of a few minutes, heading into Tampa. The skies brighten quite a bit once you get out of the domain of the county of Orange and head on into the bright shiny lands. You land smoothly, disembark, grab your things. And so where's your first stop?
The Dougal, actually, I was giving quarters, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So, um, I will let Ronan as a Duke. Yes,
Rohan is a duke.
I'll let him know that I will see him tomorrow morning.
Okay.
As he is going to try to sleep in a freehold to get rid of some of that icky, if that's possible.
Well, the quarters you verify though the quarters are not in a freehold.
Okay.
They were just in a condo overlooking the water.
Sweet. All right. Mm. Actually, we could do that. Um, I am in the while I'm in this county, he is going to check out some nightlife.
Okay. There is plenty going on. Plenty of nightlife. Just south of Tampa is the city known as Ybor.
Mm.
It is Florida's kind of like one of our better party cities, and if you are into, and it's got one of the best goth clubs in the state.
Check out a goth club.
Uh, there's only one in Ybor. It is called the Castle, and it's an old bank
Mm.
from the 1800s that has been gutted and refurnished. That loud, bassy music plays in one of the four sections. You have
All right.
dancers in cages, performers on stages of all types of performance. You have people dressed in suit and tie, and you have people dressed in the more traditional Eurogoth and industrial goths.
All right. With that, Castiel or Gabriel for right now will basically party and
Okay.
attempt to muse someone.
Okay. go ahead and roll me the. Let me. What is your musing threshold?
Hope.
Inspire hope?
Yep.
Alrighty. So.
Basically, with the fact that Gabriel is attractive, he's going to dance with somebody and basically play off the that they actually might have a chance. He's going to be friendly and he's going to try to foster that.
Let me go ahead and get the musing. Rules up. So okay. Give me a manipulation empathy.
Oh, let me hold on. Let me check the sheet. Haven't heard those numbers in a while.
Looks like you got 4 dice.
Sweet.
Manipulation 3, empathy 1.
Difficulty, sir?
Right now I see in the book.
Oh, shit, sorry. It looks like two, depending on.
Looks like. Check her. Yeah, 2.
Mm.
So you are able to, when you muse, burn off some of that horrible banality you've gotten rid of. Are you gonna burn both of them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, you are now at 2 temp banality.
Sweet. With that, Castiel will probably brighten early. Go and see the count.
All right.
Excuse me.
Alrighty. So you arrive, and the freehold for this particular duke is located over by the university near. It's kind of between University and Busch Gardens.
Okay.
There's a workshop in the real world. It's on a train line. It's kind of close to a brewery, and in chimerical reality, it is a fairly large, sturdy, well-built structure. Lots of brass and steel and white metals you really can't determine. Possibly some sort of a dream material you aren't familiar with. And just to the south of you, you hear there is Busch Gardens, which expands in chimerical, the chimerical dreamscape for miles in all directions, but it's still confined to its geographical location. It's very strange, but you've seen it before. But this is where, giant monsters live and walk, where great predators hunt. So it would be best to be careful.
So he will go.
All right. When you get there, there's a Hispanic she. He's got a eye patch over his eye. Looks at you. Can I help you?
Uh, Good evening. I'm here to speak with His Grace Duke Rohan.
All right. And you would be?
Um, my name is Count Castile Hawthorne.
All right. Give me a second. He goes inside. And about 5, 10 minutes later, um, comes back out. All right. His Excellency will see you.
He'll, nod and make his way through.
All right. You walk in and it's pretty standard. Um, keep, you know, pretty standard structure for a castle that's also a workshop. Nothing too extravagant. And there is this guy sitting at a bench.
Castile will nod and bow deeply.
Nods. So you made it.
I did.
Hopefully, trip and everything was all right.
I won't be flying again for a very long time.
Uh, we normally don't, for good reasons. They aren't fun. So, what do you want to know?
I'll be very direct, if I may, Your Grace.
All right.
A lot of people are dying, and I want to get to the bottom of this. More glamour that escapes the world proves a danger not only here but to surrounding kingdoms. What I want to know is specifically um, the issue with the ice worm. I heard it originated here.
Well, not here, the other side of the state. Um, yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, it was spawned from when a group of Dauntain attacked Care Flamingo, which is over kind of like the Miami South Beach area, just so you have reference. Group of Dauntain attacked it and attacked the Freeholder. 5, 7 of them. Some stories say 10. I wasn't there. And there were, pretty rank and file standard issue Dauntain, but as they were being defeated and, being killed off, one of them, the leader, was this strange Dauntain. She could use fey magics.
Did she have a name?
It's been lost to time at this point. Rumors. Nothing concrete. But what's special is she was able to use the the powers of the Dantean and then the Fey magics and manage to form this beast by manipulating the dreaming with their dying wish and their dying hate, and gave it, form, gave it function, gave it life.
I see.
And it dies. When it dies, it gets reborn again.
So killing it really wouldn't solve the problem.
It doesn't so much. You don't so much kill it in a traditional sense. I mean, you do, but it will come back at some point.
Austin.
Yeah.
Can I make a remembrance roll?
What are you trying to remember?
Anything, say like a past life about a woman that fits that description.
Which one?
The one about basically creatures formed from, basically things about the ice worm, creatures formed from hate and given form by changeling magics and counseling stuff.
Sure. Go ahead. Give me a roll. Roll those 3 dice. This isn't going to be an easy roll.
Well, obviously. I don't think I made it.
Let me check the diffs on it. Keep and remembrance, not resources. Remembrance. I mean, kind of fits the story of, Echidna, the mother of monsters. Kind of. That's kind of where you're going, but not quite.
Okay.
So nothing's really clicking.
Okay. With that, Cassio will nod.
So it does have methods to its madness. It can smell glamour and all of its forms. So it can, if you walk into the territory that it claims is its with a bunch of stuff, it's going to smell you before you even get there.
So traditional cantrips, such as of concealment, would be pretty useless.
Absolutely. You were just wrapping yourself in glow paint at that point.
Perhaps if Timmy knew that he'll be alive, he'll sigh. Well, as far as the ice worm, such as it is, has put out a bunch of balefires.
Yeah.
Is there any way they can be restarted?
Restarting balefires is hard work. It's rough. It's costly. It is. If they've been destroyed by the ice worm, then, or damaged by him, once he is set back into the cycle, i.e., once he's been laid low, because you can't really kill him. If you can find a strong enough chimera to grant a wish, otherwise you could, relight with a candle and, reinvest in your oaths and your glamour. But the first thing is it has to be laid low.
Is there anything that can be done in terms of combating it? I've heard mentions of Dreamcraft, but
That's the thought. That's one way to go about it. Traditional weapons work pretty good. It's resistant to changeling magics. So Chimera can hurt it, but it can't kill it. Whatever strikes the final blow has to be a mundane item. I mean, we've used a knocker before, and they built this cannon, and Jesus, it fucking blew up, put a hole in the state probably 3 miles wide and 10 miles long. It was really, really, really bad. Didn't kill it, weakened it enough so somebody could get over there and empty 12, 14, 15 clips of ammunition into it.
is that weapon still available?
We got that from like the knockers up in the Free State. I'm sure you flew over it on the way here.
He'll not.
That's entirely up to them. It is a knocker Free State up there. So
Would they even talk to a she?
a few of them had good relations with the she. But they're going to charge you an arm and the leg. And not just dross. They actually don't want dross. They've somehow managed to find a way to get an innumerable, almost impractical amount of glamour at beck and call over there. They handle cash. Hard, cold.
Dealing with a knocker, perhaps that is something that can be done. What would your recommendations be if you could give any?
For dealing with them?
Mm-hmm.
And for what you're asking for? absolute absurd amounts of cold hard cash. I mean, absolutely ridiculously absurd amounts. Several of them are sociopathic. And they have this weird hive mind and omniscience over there. If something happens up there, everybody knows it.
I see. I have a thought. Several thoughts. First things first. This was helpful.
Okay?
Did I cover all of my thoughts?
That's. I mean, did you cover everything?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at my notes. um. Yes. One last thing. For those that are willing to fight, what would be effective? Because I feel that just going and engaging it in combat is a surefire way to die and meet an absolute death.
Numbers are good. You want to go in with high numbers. You want to confuse it. It'll probably have a territory. Someplace it's claimed it is. And we had success by having the Dreaming rewritten by a fairly skilled user of Tailcraft and Dreamcraft. Rewrote the landscape and filled the area with incidental chimera, which drove it mad. And it it wasn't able to identify which creature of glamour was changeling or chimera. At least we couldn't tell. And it was just really unleashing swaths of destruction, which is what we got the cannon to fire, and then automatic weapons. Our standard, most of our defensive cantrips will work. Oaken Shield, the Knocker art to make things more resistant to banality and more and hardier. Toughen will work. Oaken Shield is good. You'll glow a little bit brighter, but if there's enough chimera around and enough glamour, you probably won't stand out that much.
Could there be a treasure that could be gained for such a thing?
For what?
For example, let's see if you can follow my train of thought. Perhaps, if Dreamcraft the basic levels of it, you can somewhat control the Fauchulus.
Correct.
Um, if we were able to change the surrounding to, like, for example, would changing the scenery or the realm, for lack of a better word, be used for such a way to, incite more chimera
Possibly. Um,
for like that very specific purpose.
the Furchulus will occasionally bring incidental chimera with it. So it's a thought. I mean, you, if your user is skillful enough, I would I would say that would be definitely within the realm of possibility.
Do you have any treasure crafters that you could point me in the direction of? That is not Dreamcraft. Is not my realm of expertise.
You don't have anybody up there who knows Dreamcraft?
It's one of the I heard of someone, but I'm not sure if he's around.
You can,
Everyone seems to either, when we reach out for information, they either decide to tackle this thing on their own and
mhm.
meet very tragic results. Not saying that there isn't, there most definitely probably is. It's just it's always good to have a plan B.
Um, I don't think anybody in that I know of directly is skilled in Dreamcraft, but I'll keep an ear to the ground. I'll kick some rocks and see what rolls downhill.
And one
And
last,
he
go
says that,
ahead.
and after he says that, he kind of chuckles, and he shakes his head. Well, not exactly, but um,
Empathy,
huh?
perception, empathy.
Sure. Standard difficulty.
Oh, fail.
Nothing.
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 Fair enough. Okie dokie. Well,
Is there anything else?
no, I think I've gained a lot of information, important information, and I have something to come back with.
Good. With that, he will push back from the desk and he will roll his wheelchair over to you and shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand.
I wish you the best. If you can get ostentatious amounts of money, see if you can rent the cannon.
With that, Austin? Do you have time for one more thing?
What's up?
Would I be able to use Pyretics 1 to find a unicorn?
You do not have time for that. I don't have time for that.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
All right. If that's it, he is going to go through a trot and make his way back. Nothing really else to do here.
Okay. You, with some a little bit of political maneuvering, shaking. You are able to find a trod that departs from Zephyr Hills, Florida, which is like a half hour from where you are currently at. That will take you up to Boston.
Okay.
It's a little bit of an overshot, but that's what you got.
No problem.
Alrighty.
Do that and then probably rent a car and drive the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
with that, yeah, I guess we can call this a scene.
We call this scene.